Happy New Year. I hope you've been taking care of those businesses and complying with the law. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick video basically answering a question that I've been getting a lot for the past few days. Well, the question emanates from a post on Facebook about schools and complying with labor laws. So yes, the question is why, how, what, whatever. So I'll start with independent schools, also known as private schools. So with private schools, it is the responsibility of the school to ensure that they comply with labor laws. So the school needs to ensure that its employees have contracts, they're registered for UIF, that there's pay slips, blah blah blah, so that should there be an inspection, because there can be an inspection from the Department of Labor, they can inspect a school, they can inspect a private school, so they can just come in and ask for these things that I've spoken about and more. So yes, the school has the responsibility to ensure that it complies with labor laws. Unlike with government schools or state-owned schools, I mean, however you want to call it. So with government schools, the government employs people, right? Like government has its staff, if I can put it like that. So it is the responsibility, of the government or of the state to ensure that there is compliance with labor laws. And in addition to that, there's also acts that provide for state employees. So it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the employees that are appointed by the government, that group appointed by the government, is the responsibility of the government to ensure that there is compliance with labor laws and acts that provide for state employees, right? But then there's also SGB appointed employees in government schools. So what would happen is the SGB would see a need that, okay, we need such and such a person to come assist us in the school. It can be an additional educator, it can be an admin person, it can be security, whatever. The SGB can appoint a person, right? Usually, okay, SGB has a parent component, so there'll be discussions with parents that, okay, the school needs this person. Explain to the stakeholders, the parents and the learners, that we need this person. In most cases, parents would say, okay, we will pay, or such a person can be paid through fundraisers or whatever. Doesn't matter how the person is paid, but if the person is not paid by the state, because this person is not a state employee. Okay, so employees that are appointed by the SGB become the responsibility of the SGB. So I'll say the school instead of SGB to make things easier. So when I say the school, I mean SGB. So it is the responsibility of the school to ensure compliance with labor laws with regard to these people that are employed by the SGB or by the school. Hope I make sense. So it's a government school. On one hand, we have state employees, and then on the other hand, we have SGB appointed employees. The state will ensure compliance for state employees, and the school has the responsibility to ensure compliance for SGB appointed employees. I hope that makes sense. So what that means is it is up to the school to ensure that, one, these people are paid not less than the minimum wage. 2, these people have employment contracts. These people are registered for UIF at etc. So it is not the responsibility of the state to ensure compliance for SGB appointed employees. What this means is there can be an inspection from the Department of Labor at a government school to see if there's compliance with labor laws with regards to SGB appointed employees. Should an employee who is appointed by the SGB decide to take the school to CCMA, for instance, maybe for unfair dismissal or whatever issue they might have, that person is not taking the government to CCMA. That person is taking the school to CCMA, and therefore whatever happens will be the responsibility of the school. I hope that makes sense. So principals shouldn't take advantage of saying, okay, we are a government school, we can just hire people and then it's the government's responsibility. No, it's not the government's responsibility, it's the school's responsibility. And my advice would be private schools or independent schools and government schools that have SGB appointments, make sure that you comply with labor laws, because you never know when you are going to get an inspection. And anyway, you want to follow the law, I mean, inspection or not, because you don't want to find yourself in trouble 5 years down the line and you're told that you owe this person for the last 5 years, you haven't been paying this or this or that. So yes, I'd advise that you comply now with the labor laws when it comes to employees that are appointed by the SGB. Okay, I hope that answers everyone's question and that I have cleared it up. Alright, thank you for watching until the end. Hopefully I'll post soon. You can send suggestions on what you'd like for me to cover in the next video. You can say that in the comments down below. You can send an email or on social media. Yeah, I'll just put the links down below, and then yeah, you can communicate with me there. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.